In this training video, we'll be going over your estimate invoice. It's an overall functional video, you'll see. All right, so as you know, this follows you wherever you go on all of your forms, your tax ID, your logo, your company information. Okay, this all follows you. Estimate can be changed to an invoice. Okay. All right, or you can go back to an estimate by clicking that button right there. All right, that's how that works. And all of your areas where you, when you were doing add your affected areas, is going to be at the top here. So here's your area, bath. This is the equation. So the bathroom is 10 foot by 10 foot and equals 100 square foot. Okay. This is your area dimensions calculator where you've seen this in another video, so you can review that. These are all your area dimensions, okay, which is in the other video. So that's your area dimensions when you calculate it, and this is where it shows up, okay. Bathroom, so now these are the dimension area for the bathroom. Now for the bathroom item descriptions, okay. This is where all your line items are that you chose, either from your own scope sheet or your various scope sheets for that matter, your own lists, okay, scopes. These are all the ones that you picked. If you wanted to, you could erase it by clicking that red X, all right? Another nice thing is that they're all numbered, okay? That's very helpful for many different reasons, but they're all numbered. You can erase them right there. All these line items are editable. So if you click on it, you can change the verbiage. All this is in other videos. And then, of course, this is for your notes. Okay, so if you want to add a note and it's going to appear like this one underneath the line item, you click on here. Or if you want to click on after hours, when you click on there, that's where this comes from. Or go back to your regular business hours. Your total days. Okay, so if you wanted to put in total days, that's where you would do it there. That's your calculator, as we've said in other videos as well, for either square foot or linear foot or cubic feet. That's the calculator you would use for quantity or unit. Or you type it in manually. So either here or there you do it manually. These are your unit of measurements, which is your drop down right there. Okay, if you happen to need that. That's your unit price, okay, which calculates with the quantity or unit. This times this will give you that number right there. Okay, and this unit price, by the way, can be changed. Let's say you decided you want to change that price. Go ahead, change it right here. It's that easy. Complete flexibility in this estimating program. It's all there. And then also, if you want to click on tax, you would click on there, and then that's going to add the 8.25% that you chose or deselected, and you've got O and P. Okay, and then there's your total, which changes just as you go along. So right on across the board, it's very, very easy to understand. And as you go down, okay, as you go down, this is your Craftsman line item. So these are the ones you made in one of your scopes or multiple scopes. These are Craftsman line items, over 13,000 plus line items. You can access that from here. C for Craftsman. Right here is your manually added line items. Okay, so if you want to make your own line item, you click on this blue plus right here, and you'll be able to type in your own line item, and you can still have notes under each line item, your own notes. And all of these functions here will follow you. You can still do all of these functions for the manually added line item. And then, of course, you have a note box. So this is a general note box. And anytime that you type in a note into any of these general note boxes, it will show up in your daily log. So if you want to see this form, your daily log, any of the notes that you know, who's the one that typed the note, what time the note was typed in, it will show up in the daily log. A very powerful function between these two for keeping track. You know, you might have had Jeremy did, he did a couple of the jobs on this particular job, and then Manuel came in later after Jeremy. Well, it's going to show that Jeremy came in first and Manuel came in second, because it'll show up in the daily log. So you really have a fantastic overview of your notes, general notes, and then you have your regular notes here under each line item. Okay, so that's how that works. And as you can see, we were in the bathroom, okay, and it just continues. Now we're in the bedroom, okay, and it will continue on. You've got your area dimensions and all that. Incidentally, I also want to say as well, lastly, okay, we talked about the note box for strictly the bathroom, okay, but the actual last bit of information is the bathroom or bath totals. All of these totals right here will show up. So you now know it costs $276.51 just for the bathroom. All right. So that's the price just for the bathroom. Same as in the bedroom. Everything follows in the same manner. Super organized. There's your bedroom, there's your area dimensions. Then you've got your line item descriptions, and it says specifically bedroom item descriptions. You can't make a mistake. Very simply, great organizational tools for what you need to do for an invoice or an estimate. And then all this would be filled out, and it just keeps following through. There's your equation. And then as we get to and then again, of course, another note box for each particular area. If you need to use it, there it is. Okay, at the very bottom of the page, we have our section called Miscellaneous Items Descriptions. Now you'll notice that there's not area dimensions here, because we're not speaking about area dimensions. These are all miscellaneous charges. Maybe your equipment travel, takedown and monitoring charge. For you water restoration guys out there, you'll know what this is. Thermal imaging. These are all miscellaneous type line items. Sky's the limit. Whatever you want to put into your miscellaneous scope, you'll program that in, and then you can so easily just pick a line item through the scope you made for your miscellaneous line item charges. Okay, and everything follows the same. Your description, and you can change it right here on the fly. Just click on it, and you could change that if you had to. All right, and your notes, how many days if it was necessary, or quantity or units, unit of measurement, the unit price you want to charge. For example, this thermal imaging is $150, tax and O&P in total. The same as up here with your regular line items for areas, but just not having your area dimensions. All right, and then of course for miscellaneous, you have this note box as well. So very, very powerful to keep you organized and to better illustrate to let's say an insurance adjuster or your client, what exactly went on with this job, so you can get paid much more easily. Okay. Then this is your subtotal. Okay. That's a subtotal. Now, on your cover sheet, okay, if there was a deductible, let's say somebody gave you $1,000, and you filled it out on your call report. All right. In fact, let's check it out. All right. Let me show you right now. So let's say that there was $1,000 deductible. You would put it right there. Okay. I'm not going to use it, but I'm going to go back to the estimate sheet. But this deductible would show up, okay, all the way at the bottom, and it would show, if it was a $500 deductible, of course you'd be in the minus here, but this would be a much higher price, hopefully. But your deductible will show up here, and then your total will have that deductible removed, subtracted, okay? So if it was 500 would be subtracted from the proper total here, and then you'd have minus the deductible showing here in the total. All right, now, we also have something called revised total, which I like very much. So I'm going to click right here in the center, and look what just popped up is a note box. Let's say that you had a customer and you told them, listen, I'll do the job for $2,500. And you're going back and forth with it, and then, okay, all right, you're willing to do it for $2,200. So I would type in something like revised, agreed, total as per, your company. You would put in your company, in other words. And client, type it in whatever you want right here, just so you know. Revised, agreed, total as your company and client. In other words, your company, whatever your company is. Type in whatever you want. But you did a revised total. So now click on over here and say, well, let's just say that this was 2,500, okay? But you're going to make it for 2,200, okay? All right, see? And you're like, well, it's 2,500 here, for example, but it's showing 2,200. Oh, yeah, okay, it's a revised total. And then here's your note explaining to yourself why you gave that discount, all right? Okay, so that's how that works. And then, of course, up here is in red is the adjusted craftsman line item. Like in other videos I've explained, if you were to choose a craftsman line item and you were to alter or modify this description, you will have this little asterisk. This little asterisk right there would come right over there, okay? And that's how that would work. So the asterisk would show up, and that's why that's there. And then lastly, you want to have the owner insured. Most important, you want to get their signature agreeing. So I just clicked here, and they're going to sign on this line right there. You click OK. It transferred. And not only did it transfer, but it actually put the date and in here military time. So it showed the date and the time that Mr. Robert Kincaid, he agreed. Okay, you've got a signature. Now you're going to sign. So I click right there and my fancy signature, but click OK, and that transferred, and then it showed the time that I signed. Okay, so that's basically in a nutshell how the estimate works. We have a lot more videos on specific things, but that's a quick layout on how you use this estimate or invoice for that matter. Okay, and again, your logo follows you, the tax ID follows you if you want to show your tax ID, and here's your license number if you want to show your license number. But all the rest of your company information, your logo will always follow you. So this estimate invoicing program right here, this part of the program, is the meat and potatoes. It is absolutely fantastic. It's laid out from left to right. You're actually working on the estimate. You don't have to populate a box somewhere else and then later the box populates here. No. Everything is done right in front of your eyes. Super easy to use. Your forms are right there. Nothing can be easier. So that's how all of this works. To your success, and thank you for watching.